sides, but it's interesting. You also have a copy of the Illinois Municipal League Video Gaming Act, consolidated language. Any questions on either one of these?
I would just add that we anticipate Arlington Heights and Evanston both adopting prohibition ordinance in the first reading.
They are doing the same thing.
I noted in the Video Gaming Act that one thing that really stuck out to me is that where the money would go, and there's a potential for quite a bit of the money to go not only outside Riverwoods, but outside the state of Illinois.
Mr. Haber, you have anything to say?
Nope.
All in favor of moving first reading? Or second reading next meeting? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nay. Opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
2, 3.
Is there a roll call right there?
Shamrock,
Aye.
Ritter,
Aye.
Haber,
Nay.
Gooch,
Aye.
Masters,
Nay.
Spotted,
Nay.
3-3.
I vote aye. For the next meeting, yeah.
That was first.
Yeah, that's first. Okay, business wish to address the board? Go ahead. Sign.
I can go ahead now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this?
Is
I'm
there
sorry.
any other name on here?
Yeah, there's some, also Charles Norwish is here.
Okay.
I think it's
Mr.
first,
Norwich
actually.
is first.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Mr. Norwich.
Yes, my name's Charlie Norwish. I live at 680 Portwine. I'll keep it real short. I guess my request is that the board ask the village engineer to conduct a quick study. I've lived here for almost 13 years now, and I never had any flooding issues on my property up until this past fall and spring. And on those real heavy rain days, now my entire lawn is underwater, and it comes within like 3 or 4 feet of my door. So it's getting me really nervous, and it's never happened before. And I think it has something to do with probably some of the larger homes that are getting developed along Sherry and back on Hazelnut. All of that water through creeks ends up dumping into my creek, it runs through my property, and then eventually goes right under Portwine, right at my property.
Is that
And-
Thorngate Creek?
That is Thorngate.
Okay, right.
And so
Winds up in my property, go ahead.
I think you're right.
I know.
But I think I think the simple solution is that the culvert that goes under Portwine is undersized for the amount of water now coming down those creeks. And so I would ask that the board ask Gewalt to take a look at that and see if we couldn't either add a second culvert or upsize the existing culvert to a larger size. Again, I never had, for the first 10 years or 11 years, never had a problem up until this past year, and so.
This spring we've had a lot of heavy rain though.
That's true, but, we also had a lot of rain back in '99 and never had any issues, and something's changed over time, and I think just a larger culvert there would really ease the stress. So, thank you.
Dan, you have a comment on that?
Yeah, I think that I'm suspicious of the next culvert down actually at Deerfield Road. I have not observed, usually if a culvert's undersized, typically what you'll see is water's high on one side and low on the other side. I admittedly haven't looked closely at the Port Wine Road culvert during these last flood events. I know that's what I observed at Deerfield Road, where Thorngate Creek crosses there. And I've engaged the county a couple times.
Now, excuse me, that is where? Where does that cross the road?
It crosses
Just before Juneberry?
west of Port Wine, east of Juneberry. It's where there's a set of guardrails
Right,
there.
Uh-huh.
I just want to make sure it's where.
And that's where I did observe a significant difference in the water surface elevations. So, I think we ought to look at these two things together. The Thorngate Creek, it carries a lot, of course, all of Thorngate subdivision, great deal of Forest Glen, Hiawatha Woods. There's a
Carries the whole village.
enormous drainage area that goes through there. The upside is we've got a pretty detailed study that ends just downstream of Port Wine Road. It's part of some development work that went on there, so we've got a lot of information on the downstream side. I don't think it's an enormous effort to extend that up and get a feeling for if we think the Port Wine Road culvert is undersized. Remember, we thought we were going to have to replace it this year when that didn't form the bubble. And the roadway managed to heal itself and come back flat, but we should look actually at the culvert itself. Just make sure that it hasn't failed to some extent.
All right, we will look at that, Charlie.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ashman? Ken?
Hi, everybody, I'm Ken Ashman with the 2801 Orange Brace. I'm here primarily because the bike path issue. I'm fortunate enough to sit on the RA committee dealing with bike paths with Cheryl Chamberlain and Leslie Birkenbach, et cetera. And so I didn't really plan on addressing the board. I just really wanted to hear what was happening. But as long as I'm here, there is something on my mind that is related to that, and I thought, why not? When you are attempting to cross, not in a motor vehicle, from Port Wine Road over Lake Cook Road, going south.
On Port Wine?
On Port Wine.
Across Lake Cook.
Right.
Okay.
You can't do it. There's no light there, and there's no,
Pedestrians can't do it.
pedestrians can't do it.
Cars
If you're on a bicycle, you can't do it. You have to be in a large motor vehicle to do it. I've subsequently learned, and I never knew this, I always thought that it was the weight of something on the street, but it's apparently some sort of magnet
Right, it's
that
the
deals
amount
with
of metal.
metal. And so if you wanted to go south to cross Lake Cook Road to go into Northbrook or even to that forest preserve area, that Camp David or David, whatever it's called, Camp Dan, I think.
Dan
it is.
Beard.
Dan Beard.
You can't get there from here. And without having a bike path that's going west on Deerfield Road, you'd have to go from anywhere in the Vernon Woods area, in the subdivision over there, you'd have to go north to Deerfield Road, all the way east to Sanders, come all the way down to Lake Cook, and all the way over, as opposed to just going right down Port Wine Road. And so what I'd like to see is a button that you could push to change the light so we could cross there safely. I don't think that it prevents people from crossing. I think it just prevents them from crossing safely.
I agree. You can go west to the bike trail by the Brentwood, and that will cross across, it'll take you across.
I mean, you're talking about over the Lake Cook Road?
Right.
Well, I don't know where that entrance is exactly, but
It's a bike path there.
By the river.
There's no sidewalk though along Lake Cook.
I know.
yeah. And you can't get west on it's difficult to safely go west on Deerfield Road
And
from Port Wine.
one of the issues is that I understand that light there is controlled by Cook County.
Yeah.
And so, just adding something would be to get Cook County to add something.